man who is appearing on a plain note, looking at the white apparel that we have on you. But don't forget, he's an allergy and expert in chieftaincy laws and local government administration. And that is to tell you that the man you are seeing has been in and out, has become an expert, and is a specialist in local government and chieftaincy affairs. Once again, you're welcome. Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, there is no doubt saying the fact that you are holding a sensitive position as the commissioner for local government and chieftaincy matters, and we are picking up from the chieftaincy angle. And people want to know, our viewers want to know, how challenging is that ministry handling a sensitive position on matters concerning our traditional institution?
Let me first of all thank Almighty God for His mercy and grace upon us. Most importantly, the life of our dear own governor, His Excellency Dr. Olokirimisa Ayedatiwa, FCA, who has been a big help for us as a ministry. Knowing fully well that the governor is also an expert when it comes to local government administration and chieftaincy affairs. You know, he was a deputy governor.
Okay.
And as a deputy governor, he was directly supervising the ministry. On that note, he knows much about the local government administration and chieftaincy matter. So it made the job to be more easier for me for having somebody who knows the integrity of the system to work with. So he's been a source of inspiration for me as a leader, as a boss. He has never been relating with me as a boss. He's been relating with me as a leader who is ready to mentor somebody for them to be able to achieve better things for the people of Ondo State. Now let's come to the issue of chieftaincy matter. Yes, as you said, it's a complex matter, very sensitive one, because for every prince and princess, they have interest on that truth. There are a lot of issues that do happens in that sector. In a situation where monopoly want to take place for a ruling house, in a situation where you have 2-3 ruling house and somebody want to manipulate it and turn it to a one ruling house because of the privilege they have. In a situation where it is very obvious that based on their rotation, it should go to B, and somebody on B on family C want to take over, believing that he is richer, is wealthier, is influential than those of P. So at the end of the day, it caused a lot of crisis. And there are some territorial matter where domain, who holds this domain, who do not. So we have all these challenges. And the funny part of it, it is very difficult for you to when you are talking of chieftaincy matter, it still deal with land. Yeah. So because in most cases we receive land crisis, dispute crisis. That's why we are not the one in charge of land. So by the new policy of the governor now, that as a commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs, I'm automatic member of that boundary dispute. Because we discovered that there is no way we can detach chieftaincy matter from that of boundary matter, because we do have issue on that constantly. If we have 10 petition before us, virtually 7 of it have to do with domain, and the governor have been able to try to see how best we can handle that. But what has been helping us is truth. What we uphold is that yes, when I was deployed there, under the leadership of our late leader, late Governor Oluwarotimi Odunayo Akeredolu, he gave me an order then that you are going there to sanitize that place. Because when I came on board, I was in charge of physical planning and urban development, and they redeploy me to that of a local government. Said go and sanitize that ministry. No, with that direction, I have already know what I'm going there for. And if you have to sanitize, you must be disciplined. You must do away with anything that has to do with bribery and corruption. And so I prepared myself that, look, we're going to do as directed. And we got there, we re-strategize, we make sure that money cannot buy chieftaincy title any longer. If you have your money, before you can get your chieftaincy title, it must emanate from your people. The government of Ondo State will not give anybody any title except the people of his community voluntarily give that title to that person.
But it looks like the state government is taking over the role of local government on the issue of chieftaincy. Because when you talk about participation, that's where the people comes in. That you talk about the people, giving the authority to whoever is going to become, because local government is closer to the people.
No, we are
than
not.
The state.
No, we are not. We are not taking over the responsibility of the local government. It has layers. The local government, as a body, they are the one to deliver the message to the people. They are at the grassroots.
Yeah.
But at the state level, we are to fine tune it and to do the finality. There is crisis that emanate from the grassroots that the local government may not be able to resolve it. They have to bring it down to the state so that we have the wherewithal to do the needful. When we do justice to all matter before us. But that was the oath we took before the people of Ondo State. So there was never a time the local government, you see, whatever we want to do, it is part of our policy that the local government council chairman must be part of it. The director of the chieftaincy officer of the local government, they will be part of our team. So that it is not a matter that once we resolve the matter that the local government are not part of it. We are collaborating to work things out for the peace and tranquility of that local government.
Okay, that because the recent approval given on chieftaincy matters from various communities, like what we happened about 3-4 days ago.
Yeah.
Which role did the local government play? Because it is in the public sphere.
Yeah.
That okay, there are some issues that in court, cases in court, injunction here and there. So, and the state government gave approval for some of the issues that have litigations.
We are law-abiding. Let me say this: we are law-abiding government. We only react to matter before us. We don't react to matter on the social medias. If there is an injunction on matters, we always respect the judiciary, because without judiciary there will be a lot of anarchy. So we don't want our state to be turned to a state of anarchy. The roles of the local government basically are to correspond all matters before them as submitted by the people, the communities under them. They send their letter to the local government, to the ministry. The local government will have interface with them. They resolve their matter. When there is a selection process, it is still the local government officials that will be there to supervise the selection process. We at the state level, we don't go there. We only rely on the report given by the local government. But we are being strict on that. We want to get all reports, even video reports, to confirm that truly they do it in line with our rules and regulation. Apart from that, we want to know that security agents are there to certify. In fact, there are some issues when the record and we discover that we can't get clarity from the local government. We do send letter to the security agent to give us their report on matters before them. And once they send their report, that we know the next line of actions. So we are product of a law, and we have always followed due process in anything we do. So if you are talking of what the role of the local government, they are partners in progress, but they are not the one to do the confirmation. The state, the chief law of Ondo State give consent to the State Executive Council. It is not for that local government. They are to prepare their report to the state, to the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. And once we are clear with them that truly they've done the needful, we send it to Office of Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice to certify it for clearance. And once they clear it, we proceed to state exco.
But don't you think that some of these, maybe one or two of the approval, are actually a means of bifurcating some communities? Because we have some of the approval given that for communities that are coming out of long existing communities.
You see, well, before we do things, we have our facts and figure. There are some of these things that we did that has to do with the directive of the court.
The courts,
yes,
had actually
adjudicated on, and we have no option as a government
not to respect.
Not to respect.
But where,
really,
what of where we have injunctions?
Well, if we have
maybe they are not submitted to.
Maybe if we have injunction and truly that we know that there's an injunction, we won't act on that. We won't do anything that would jeopardize the judiciary. That's what I can tell you. The issue, because I know the area you are talking about, I think the agitation has been over a century, according to the petitioners. The agitations has been over a century, and at the end of the day, they took their matter to court, and the court gave the directive to do the needful. And as a responsible government, what do you expect us to do?
Well, in as much as you will respect judgment of the court, whether negative or positive, but it still borders on the fact that what we can see from some of these approvals are issues.
Bifurcation is allowed. It is not a...
Is it the prerogative of the state government?
It's a prerogative of the government. The power has been given to the government, the State Executive Council.
To create
it's at the discretion of the State Executive Council through the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. There are we have Akure as a town. We have DJ who happen to be the Supreme KPC in Akure. But you can see that we have so many Oba under DJ.
But these are communities with history.
Yes, we cannot give any consent to any community without history, without fact and figure.
So actually, they have history?
They have history, they have their fact and figure. Everybody go to court, after they come to before us, they will place their facts and figure before us, and we'll look at the genuine fact of their facts, and we'll do the needful. We have no interest, we have no any vested interest if we have the opportunity of limiting people not to seek for more recognition, we'll have tried it, we'll have blocked them. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Because the more we give, the more pressure on the government.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? We are resisting a lot of it, but it's not an easy task.
So in a community, if we have agitation for 2, 3, 4 recognition, you can only take one?
You see, it all depends about how they present their case. Once they present their case and we see the genuineness of their case, that truly these people have been cheated for decades, century, as a responsible and responsive government. That because sometimes this recognition is about to resolve matters. Because by the time the government fail to do the needful, they will resort to self-help. When it resorts to self-help, you know the implication.
Yeah.
Bloodshed.
Yeah.
And government of Ondo State doesn't want that to happen.
Okay, if like taking Osrc for example, and we agitated for a king, recognition of a king in Osrc, and no history of such before, no ruling houses or ruling house, warrantships are not existing. How do you handle such?
Let me say this. You see, before anybody can bring up any agitation, there must be history. They must be able to lay claim to that land, how that land belongs to them. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Their foundation must be well established. Maybe they migrated from somewhere to that place at that particular year, or regardless of the coexistence. Sometimes, as of today, Nigeria, we are amalgamated. They was amalgamated.
Yeah.
Yes. Some people are agitating today that they want to leave.
Yeah.
Remember, we can't keep it forever. We can only make sure that we do it in such a way that we require maturity. The issue on ground that as a Osrc, if Osrc is indigenous, that is not a corporate body.
Yeah.
That is a name of a town. Is the name of a community. They have the right to agitate. By virtue of that, we must know who funded Osrc.
Yeah.
As a community, not as a corporate body. And if we know those that funded Osrc, those are the people that will comfort that they want to have an Oba of their own. I want to know how have they been coping with their former Kabiyesi, former superior king. What are their relationship? Are you getting me? With that court order, we always get consent from the consenting Oba. I classify it to concurrent letter, because it's only the State Executive Council that has that consent, So we always have the Kabiyesi that is in that domain to give concurrent letter to those people that are aspiring to, that are agitating to become an autonomous community. And once they give their consent or their concurrent letter, we can now work on them. And remember, not all these letters that we work on, because there are some that give frivolous one. So we will do the nitty-gritty, and there are some we have to go to that community to do our finding. But by the time we go, we will not inform the community. We do our own research secretly and objectively. Because by the time we go publicly that we are coming so, they will turn it to a drama. And we don't want that thing to happen. There are some community that do go in the evening to feed the cleaner, and I won't go with official car. I want to know with myself and some of my team. Sometimes I send my team to that community to get fat, and we'll do a lot of consultation around those neighboring communities to know more fat. And once the fat before us is convincing, we have no option than to give them their consent as requested.
The program is the State of the State on Osrc television, and have been discussing with the Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Honorable Alhaji Amidu Takura.
It's my pleasure.
Is there telling us what has been playing out in the ministry that is pretending. And the other time you mentioned the issue of discipline in holding that position that you are now. So how are you being able to shave off all virtuous tendencies of saying you must do this for us at all costs, and they try to induce you?
That's why I want to thank God for my life. And every people, every body that are close to chieftaincy matters can attest to that fact that it's not a place that you can induce us. Not only me alone, even my team, the peers, the directors, and other co-workers there. We've made it a principle. If you want to give us gifts, that is after you have become a noble, that you are not expecting any favor from us. That one comes from your own heart. By the time you need something from us and you are saying this is a gift, we believe this is not inducement. A gift. That is inducement. There's the difference between gratification and what do we call it? Appreciation. So as a leader, I made it as a point of duty to make sure that I call my team that look, posterity will judge us. This chieftaincy matter is a delicate and fragile thing. There are people, if you mistakenly impose somebody who is not worthy to be a noble, you manipulated him to become a noble. Whatever happened, you are going to share from the blame, not only before people, but before God. It may lead to a lot of mysterious things in that community. And if mysterious things lead to death of people, you as a leader, somebody in that position that made it happen, you are going to answer a lot of questions before God. Because we are aware that whatever we do today, there's hereafter. And that, as a Muslim, I'm always observing that. And I made it as a point of duty to orientate my team that look, I can't do it alone. If I am disciplined and you are not disciplined, we are nobody. It's a big problem. I can beat my chest for my team today.
But how are you coping with friends of government that have a lot of agitations before you? Can you
let me
tell the public that?
Let me tell you,
not been favorable to the friends of government.
Let me tell you, the number one man in this state is Mr. Governor.
Yes.
Mr. Governor will not compel me to manipulate anything in favor of anybody. He won't do that, because it's a man that believes that we should allow due process to thrive. And if the governor have stayed away from that, who else am I going to be afraid, or who else going to compel me that because it's close to Mr. Governor or to the government that I must do this? The only authority is the governor and the deputy governor. And the deputy governor we have is a cool-headed Baba. I won't allow you. He won't even allow you to manipulate anything. He said, no matter the kind of pressure you put on him, he said, meet Takuro, he will give me a report. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
And they will know that I will give them accurate reports. So there are some issues that we still need to go to the office of the deputy governor to discuss it. We have to look at it objectively.
Before the approval.
Before the approval.
Okay.
All this approval cannot just go, the deputy governor will certify it. The governor will look into it and say, oh, it followed due process. The Attorney General will certify it. You can see the level. It will emanate from the local government to our table.
But what will not happen if some of these people that say agree go to court?
They are the liberty to go to court.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
There is no way you can prevent such. We can only reduce it. That was the reason why we bring up this issue of a chieftaincy declaration the other time. 2025. And that any moment from now, we are completing the whole process. We're taking it to the State Executive Council for approval. Once it is approved, we will gazette it, and the public, it will be of public use, because that one alone will reduce a lot of litigation.
Yeah.
We know the major reason why there are a lot of litigation is about this issue of lack of acceptable chieftaincy declaration in most of the community. Right. If I should tell you that there are some big community today that doesn't have chieftaincy declaration. Ancient community.
No declaration.
They don't have chieftaincy declaration.
Why?
Yes, because of, you see, I won't mention community's name because of the personalities that are there. In a situation where there is amendment by virtue of a panel recommendation that utter an aspect of a chieftaincy declaration. Chieftaincy declaration is a law that emanated from their community. Yeah. Once an aspect is uttered, the whole process, the whole law is rendered useless. What was expected of that community was to bring it up for representation and for them to be registered.
Okay, we are going to continue with our discussion and conversation with Honorable Commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs. When we come back, we'll go to other issues as well. Stay tuned with us. It is still your program, State of the States, on Osrc television, and I've been discussing with the Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Alhaji Hamidu Takuro, and he's been analyzing issues relating to chieftaincy matters and the recent approval given by the state government. Honorable, I think we still have some minutes to go on the program. So, and the other time we were talking about people going to court if they are dissatisfied with the approval given by the state government, and I want to believe that your ministry, by the authority of the state government, will actually be working towards preventing backlash on the approval, because we cannot say what people might term some of these things to be in the area of jurisdiction and what have you.
I think one thing that you should know that The government of Ondo State owns every land in the state in trust for the people of Ondo State. And we prioritize public interest over personal interest or some group's interest. Whatever we're doing it to the best of our ability for public interest. One thing that is constant in life is change. And when change is coming, it is, as a human being, people want to resist it.
Yeah, there will be level of
But as times goes on, they will adjust. That's what I would just tell you.
All right. Well, let's go to the local government administration leg of this discussion, because we have the local government autonomy that has been ruled on by the Supreme Court in July 2024. And people want to know how independent our local governments in Ondo State.
Let me say that before the judgment of the Supreme Court, there was a law, the NFIU law. The Supreme Court judgment is just reaffirmation of NFIU law. Are you getting me? And what the NFIU law is said that the money meant for the local government should be spent by the local government.
Yes.
I want to say Ondo State is one of the few states that has been complying.
So Ondo State government is implemented?
Yes, that law, even before the judgment.
Okay. So definitely Ondo State local government are independent?
Let me say this. The role of the ministry is just a supervisory role.
After autonomous?
Even as a state today, the national bodies still supervise one way or the other. Are you getting me? The security that was deployed to this state was deployed from the federal government.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? One way or the other, the state doesn't have complete control of its state. Is that not so?
It is.
I just cite that as a case study. We are having a lot of issues in the local government sector that many doesn't know. We have local government service commission. The salary of all local government workers is domiciled under them. Being you from Akoko, being you from Ilaje, is being controlled by local government service commission. If you can understand the fact that if you are employed from Ilaje, you can be transferred as a level 8 officer, level 7 officer. You can be posted from Ilaje to Akoko.
That's before the autonomy.
Let me tell you, these are the things that delay the final process.
Okay.
There is need for us to have a law that will domesticate it, and the government is doing a lot to make it happen as soon as possible. We are almost at the final stage of it. Without that, it will amount to illegality. This, then you should consider the interests of the workers of the local government too. Are you getting the point? Where this issue of autonomous, people have not really know what it entails. The retirees is liability inherited by all the local government. They have decentralized them. Somebody from Eseldo that retired at Akoko Northeast is not a citizen of Akoko Northeast, and is expected to get his gratuity and his pensions. And before we came on board, there are many years that the government have not been able to pay. It was the government under Ayedatiwa that took it upon themselves to say that his promise was that before the end of his 4 years tenure, he want to offset all the outstanding gratuity. That it is inhuman for any government not to see to the welfare of the senior citizen, because when you retired at the age of 60, it will be really very difficult for you to do anything meaningful, or going to the scratch to start all over again. You should be able to get that your gratuity to plan your life.
Would you now say you talked about the centrally deployed officers?
Yeah, is that what?
You talked about the centrally deployed officers.
Yes.
From level 7 and above.
Yes.
Going from one local government to the other.
Yeah.
Then you talk about the pension and gratuity. Are you saying these are the impediments that will not allow the full autonomy of local government in those states?
I say what I'm trying to tell you is that these are impediments,
okay,
but that need to be fashioned out before the proper autonomy can really take off. If you granted them the proper autonomy today, as there is autonomy as of today, the autonomy is about coming together of the local government chairman. That what are their liabilities? They said assets.
Yeah.
They said we have a gratuity of about 10 years, 15 years. Okay, we want to save money for the purpose of that. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
It came from their own hand. No governor is compelling them, because we have made it known to them that you must pay this. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Because those people affected, they are our fathers, they are our brothers, they are our sisters, they are our mummies. They are citizens of Ondo State, and their interests must be protected. Apart from that, we have a body we call Loans Board. We have training school. All these things are being managed by local government. Jointly.
Yeah.
We have Amatekun. The local government has its own contribution in order to maintain them. You know, it's a state-owned, jointly owned by state and local government. So the government now, as of today, is making effort to make sure that we want to make Ondo State to be a model. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
In a way that the local government administration can be responsive to the people, and has given directive that you want to know any moment by May, you want to be going around the local government to ascertain the level of infrastructure, the level of their project that they are doing.
Their own performance.
Not state performance.
Right.
The state is doing its own. He knows what the state is doing as a governor. So you want to be sure. Are you getting me? So that is why we've been up and doing, to make sure that as a supervising ministry, we go across, we move around across all the local governments, no matter the terrain, want to be there to ascertain that all the projects they said they are doing, they are really doing it. All these things is for the people of Ondo State. Let me say this, it's a gradual process. As a government, we have our own name. I have my name as a person. The governor has his own name as a person. But he's our leader. And the legacy he wants to leave is the most important thing. We want a situation where everybody can always be proud of him. We that are his associate, we want to be proud of him that under his control, the local government have been able to do this and that.
But that's good, but the point is this: people are saying, at least critics are saying, that if federal allocation is released today, you see it everywhere that this is what the state government is taking. But that of local government is not, nobody can say this is what local government A is taking, local government B or C or D is taking. And that is why you see people talking about how financial independent are the local government administratively. And people are much concerned about the financial autonomy of local government. Because today, you cannot go to any local government and ask, and they will tell you, this is what we get on a monthly basis. Don't you see this as not too clear to the people?
You go to any of the local government, they can proudly tell you what they are doing and what they are receiving. The only clause that is there that I just mentioned is about this joint liability that they are still servicing. Okay. And they have no option.
So the moment they finish servicing the liabilities, they are on their own.
They will be on their own.
But we have LCDA. LCDAs.
Let me tell you.
We are non-functional.
Let me tell you this. The issue of LCDA is a creation of Ondo State.
Yes.
As passed by the State House of Assembly. The government under the leadership of Lokia Isdatiwa decided to keep it for the purpose of sustainability, because the purpose of creating that SCDA is for the system to be closer to the people. Yes. Now, we have a lot of things that we are doing now. This SCDA of a thing, we have the plan to make them functioning. But don't forget, we had an issue, we had a problem the other time. We hurriedly conducted local government elections. As at then, even the Lagos State, then they flashed that they were about to scrap the SCDA and went to do things in line with the originator. But unfortunately, they retracted. They conducted election into all the SCD and the local government. But here in Ondo State, we were unable to conduct election into the SCDA. We only conducted election into local government, the 18 local governments. So now the SCDA are now appendage of the mother local government. Meanwhile, the law doesn't create it like that. Are you getting me? Yeah. So those are the area we are managing. You can see this the why we're having issue, but we cannot scrap them. Are you getting me?
Some of them mean like a ghost town.
No, we are doing
one or two in Akure.
We are doing what we can do. There some of them are you see, this generator revenue generation, like as we said, so the SCDA are still generating their revenue. They have to bring it down to the central body. Are you getting me? For sharing, so that whatever they derive there, they will use it to manage their SCDA, either for developmental project or the maintenance of their offices of vis-a-vis. So as a government, we are aware, but what restrains us is what I've just mentioned. We're doing our best. By the time we finish with the law, or the government also trying to make sure that we review our law on this issue of SCDA, so that they can be able to meet up with the reality.
But when you were touring the local government areas, did you peradventure visited any of the SCDA?
Don't forget that I was the one that went through the 33 SCDA.
And when they were to take off?
Yeah, when they were to take off, yes. And as I was going now, I still take notice of them.
But there are some of these SCDAs that no staff,
no.
Maybe
every of the SCDAs today has their staffs.
And
they have their staff as Saturday in their secretariat. They have their head of local government administration. I'm very clear, very sure of that. They have their director of finance in their respective SCDA. They have their director of DGSA, admin and other these things. They have the director of works and others. They have it in their respective. Those things have been done by the local government service commission, and we are meeting with them. We are examining them quarterly to see their problem they are facing and how we can be able to resolve their problems.
Okay. I wish we still have time to continue, because anyway, I know the public, they are hearing what you are saying, and they can judge from the comfort of their homes.
Yeah, the fact about the SCDA is that we know they have problem.
Yeah, okay.
That is the fact.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Because aside Akure, maybe Ondo, some of the interlands, the LCDA offices are just there. Maybe the officers you mentioned go to that place once in a week or twice in a month.
You know, there is no way we can really ascertain that.
There should be monitoring officer to know that they are functioning.
I'm coming. You know, as I said, tell you, we have the law there that give them a kind of independence, these things. Meanwhile, by the election we conducted, we only conducted election into the mother local government, and we know the crisis that is true from that end. We are battling with that, and we're trying as a government to manage that situation. And as soon as possible, when we fine-tune their law, you can see that they will be functioning well.
All right. Well, on behalf of the state government, what will you tell the people concerning the new approvals, the action, the performance of the LCDs, and what have you, because our time is fast spent?
Well, let me assure the people of Ondo State that our interest in the shifting matter is not personal. It is for the betterment of the people of Ondo State. We acted based on the request, genuine request from the people of Ondo State. Let me also say that Ondo State government are not dashing out chieftaincy. It is the people from that turn that come out with their resolution that this is what they want. And as a responsible government, we do align with them as much as we know they are due for it. On the issue of the local government, my word is that as a responsible government, we'll try as much as possible to always make sure that the people, the local government chairmen, are always responsible to their people. The law is very clear, and the governor of Ondo State are given that directive, and which we've been following. We've adhered to it strictly. The money meant for the local government should be spent by the local government, apart from all the liability they inherited. And not until when they are done with that, it is then that everybody, from this local government allocation, the KBACs has 5% from that allocation. From this allocation, we pay for all the salaries of workers. The superb, their salary is from primary health care is from there. By the time you had them up, you will know the cost. But many people always their money release is 200 million. They always calculate that
because it's their money.
Because it is their money. Yes, but because it is good, because I appreciate Ondo State. I'm proud to be Ondo State citizen, because we are politically sophisticated. We are exposed. We are enlightened to ask questions. And we always answer the questions whenever it comes up.
That's good. I'm equally a proud Ondo State person, but I will always ask questions. And let me say thank you to Honorable Amidu Takuro. And you told us in the course of this conversation that you soon be going around the local government again. I will bring you here again to come and tell the people what
we are on it already. We are on it already.
So that
at least we settled with one senatorial district. We've covered one senatorial district.
Okay, to come and we'll bring you back.
No problem.
To come and tell the people what are on ground for them, because the local government is is for the people.
Yes.
So, thank you very much for coming on the program, Alhaji. I think, like I said, we always knock at your door.
We'll always make ourselves available.
That's good. It's been a nice day on the program. Until next week, that will be coming your way with another experts on issues that will bring before you. I remain your host, Taiwo Ibitoye. I'm saying goodbye from here.